So I made a thing. You might remember a while ago I asked you for ideas about a Deltarune-themed Plants vs Zombies game. I was surprised how many great ideas you guys gave me, so I decided to actually make it. I present to you, Lightners vs Darkness, a Deltarune-themed Plants vs Zombies tower defense game. Now I was gonna make a whole video explaining how I made it, but honestly, I'm too lazy, so I'll just give a brief rundown. So the first step was deciding on everyone's roles. As the name suggests, the Lightners are the plants, while the Darkness are the zombies. This meant I sadly couldn't make Bridley the balloon zombie. First were the Lightners. I made Chris the Peas Hooter, Frisk the Repeater, and Chara the Gatling Pea. My logic was that Gatling Peas can only be upgraded from repeaters, which lines up with Chara taking control of Frisk. Noelle was obviously the Snow Pea, and even more obviously, Flowey is the Sunflower. A few people were debating if Crazy Dave should be Toriel, Papyrus or Undine, since he's a tutorial like Toriel, but his personality matched Papyrus and Undine a lot more. I ended up not adding Crazy Dave at all, since I'm not recreating the whole game here. I did find the perfect roles for Papyrus and Undine, the two walnuts. Susie is obviously Chomper, no doubt about that. I ended up choosing Newbert for the potato mine. I know he's technically a Darner, but it's Newbert, everyone loves Newbert, so why not? Bridley was a hard one, but I eventually went with Jalapeno. His spear attack fits perfectly for that. Ralsei was definitely the hardest to decide on, but I eventually landed on Marigold. I know Marigold is one of the most useless plants, so to make up for that, I made Ralsei the only way of obtaining gold, giving him at least some kind of purpose. Lastly there was Sans. Originally I thought he would be the three-peater, but I ended up going with Squash instead, since I liked the idea of seeing enemies getting launched in the air. Those were all the Lightners I added. In terms of darkness, I only really added the basics. Normal Zombie, Conehead Zombie, Buckethead Zombie, and Shield Zombie come in the forms of Rudin Ranger, Wirewire, and Wirewire. They're all basically the exact same, only with more speed, health, and attack. Then there's also Rabik representing the newspaper zombie, Jigsarai as the pogo zombie, and of course Task Manager as the disco zombie. After that, it's mainly just boring programming talk. I added 5 stages, implemented a shop, and that's basically it. Oh yeah, and I made the Lawnmower's Thunder Snails. There were some other good suggestions, but I quickly remembered just how tiny the game window is, so I really didn't have other options. That's basically all I have to say. To finish, I'll show some gameplay footage of how the game looks. I at least remembered to record some gameplay at the end of each day, except yesterday, but that's not important. If you wanna try this game yourself, it should be up on Gamejolt and itch.io a few minutes after I upload this. It's still early access, so don't judge it too hard. I'll probably add to it in the future, but for now I think it's at least playable. Anyway, now that this thing is finally finished, I've got a mystery game to review.